Hello, friends. Hello, hello, hello. I am here today to present you with a potential new experience. And I'm not really sure how I'm doing it. I am completely winging it for right now. What else is new with me? So, what I'm doing today is I am unboxing a couple pens, but not fully unboxing. Some of them, fair warning, have already been unboxed and filled with ink. But we're giving this visual experience a try. A very firm try. The old college try, as they say. So, up first, we have a 1970s Pilot. This is a Proto Elite. I say Proto Elite because, well, the Elites are a lot shorter, and you see they actually built in a little hidden chamber underneath with some of the original paperwork. And then the person who sold it to me sent a squeeze converter that does not actually fit the pen. You can actually see a little bit along there where it's stripped out, and this person forced it into the pen to hold ink for a while, and I guess it didn't work out for them. So this is the 1970s. This may or may not be silver on the outside. I have a strong suspicion that it is not. It is cold like metal, but it's very smooth, like it's got a layer of lacquer over the top, and you can see it swirl. You can see the filigree here. Don't mind the ink spots on my fingers here. I've been performing surgery on multiple pens. Oh. It's got a great sound. And there it is. It's a fine nib. And probably can't tell, but it's broken in there. There used to be a little black piece, and it's not there anymore. You can almost see down all the way to the inside of the nib in there. And I have to buy this little $5 piece to make this 1970s pen work again. But I thought that was really neat. It's got a great snap to it. Gold accents, a little bit of red on the tip, probably a piece of plastic, but it looks cool, I think. It's very smooth as well, this end plastic. Anyway, really cool proto, what we would call a Pilot Elite 95S, which are pocket pens. So they shortened this section down to about right there, and then you make it full length by posting this on the back for the new Pilot E95S's, the pocket pen size. But this one's full size, and that's quite rare. I had never seen anything like it, especially if you look at that finish. Is just gorgeous. Okay. That one goes in the cup. The cup, if you didn't know, is also gorgeous. Nice wood burl pencil cup, but I use it for my desk pens. Okay? So there is one. Up next, we have another one that I don't think I can ink. Maybe I can. Maybe I have something that works. I don't remember, honestly. It opens this way. Oh. Speaking of elegance, yes, this is correct. I hope you can read that. I can read it on the screen. Maybe it's backwards. Cartier. I have a genuine Cartier. This is a Mousse de Cartier I hope I'm saying that French right. I really need to find some way to practice. French is one of those languages where the pronunciation it escapes me. It's got an elegant red, and it is gold plated at the very least, maybe gold filled. And I have already cleaned this. Very, very shiny right now. The previous owner had, that's partially where this ink came from, was there was so much ink in this. But yes, I cleaned that out a lot, and it's still got some ink inside, and I think just over the next couple years as I use this, it's going to filter out. And the snap. Huh. I thought people were weird for enjoying it, but the more I listen to these snaps, the better they sound to me. And the finial on the end has words and writing and does not line up with the clip. So I'm wondering if maybe there's a way to take it off and reposition. But this is not probably what I'm going to be able to figure out today. Now, I knew this didn't have a converter, because when I asked the gentleman who was selling it, does it have a converter with it, he said, this is a cartridge-only pen. And I'm like, there's no way. It is only a cartridge pen. It's got to have a converter somewhere. Maybe he doesn't own it. But look at that mesmerizing pattern on the exterior. It's quite nice. And I can't wait to get the converter that I ordered, by the way. Can't wait to get the converter in and give it a shot. And that one's probably not an antique, but it might be a vintage. Next up, we have a brand that many of you are familiar with, whether you're familiar with the fountain pens or not. This is one that I pre-inked, and I actually used it at work already, so I've tried it out. Got the Pilot paperwork in there. I'm pretty sure this is not the original box, but I could be wrong. Could be wrong. And we'll give you a little writing sample with this one. Oh yes. It is the, I believe, 2021 special edition Pilot Vanishing Point or Capless, depending where you are in the world. Look at the swirl on this thing. And the rhodium plating. I think it's rhodium. I have a vanishing point that is matte black. It's nice, but it is a fine nib, and this is a medium. I really like medium more than fine, and I like fine more than extra fine. By the way, the Cartier is a medium, and the Pilot from the 70s is a fine, and this is a medium. I hope someday I will invest in a better camera. All it would take is one paycheck of saving up, and I could have a really good camera that focuses on the things that I want to show you. But these vanishing points are fantastic. reasons. You can see the integrated nib unit and converter. The converter is obviously already filled with an ink, which you can see sloshing around at the end. But the converter does not want to stick in this particular vanishing point very easily. So I'm glad that on the end of it, what's in here, the click button, presses on the end to keep it fully engaged in there so that it doesn't pop out and spread ink everywhere. And I am reminded once again, you may or may not have noticed, but the rain sound in the background died down temporarily. So this I'm hoping you're getting a little bit of that anyway. My writing is fairly light, so it doesn't make a lot of noise most of the time. Some kind of blue swirl. Hold on. Let me find it. I actually have my eBay up where I've been buying all of these things on another screen. So let me scroll down. Okay. PPSE. Marble blue. And it's a medium. It writes very fine though, and part of that is I've been trying out a new ink. It's Sailor Shikiori, and this one, let's see if I can read it, is Yamadori, Mountain Pheasant. Yamadori is this wonderful green, and you can see I've scribbled on the front cover a little bit, and you can also kind of see it through there. The light reflecting off of it. Anyway, it is a beautiful teal, and it is very dry ink, because I was using ink at work, and I would touch the pen down to the very cheap paper, and instead of a little dot there that you can barely see, it would just keep running and running and running and running and running. So I had to write really fast and try and finish writing what I was doing before it all soaked into the paper and started staining the paper underneath, which is not ideal, obviously, at work. So I tried out a new ink, and it absorbs a lot less in the winter. For some reason, the dryness of the air in winter will cause most fountain pen inks to oversaturate and to pour out a little faster than you would ordinarily have a problem with in the summer. Something about the dryness or the coldness, or, well, it's not really cold, because when I have these pens with me at work, they're in my pocket, in my breast pocket, so it's right up next to skin all the time, and I actually they feel warm to the touch when I pull them out of the pocket, because it's right over my heart, technically. So that's the warmest part of my chest. So we've got our Pilot SE written down there. And it's inked. Oh, I need to write down the ink because we are going to type later. Yes, typing later. And when I'm typing, I need to put this in my form. I will bring that up on the screen somehow. Again, winging it. So this was skipped just a little there. Sailor Shikiori. like to put a little line through the dots on my eyes because I am very space themed. Orion, the constellation, Yamadori. I'll continue this. But it looks a lot like a star, how there's a long line through some stars. Anyway, I also have astigmatism, and that stretches a lot of lights out, or gives them a halo around them. So what I'm seeing is not necessarily true to real life. However, I do sometimes see stars drawn with like long streaks of light, or if you think about the when a cartoon character or anime character has red eyes and the eyes are glowing, you see the big long line of red around their eyes and then two bright dots. And the bright dots are often yellow. If you look really close, they're not red, they're yellow, to indicate that they're glowing with the red around it. That's a really cool technique that I picked up when doing a little bit on art projects. So, let's continue. Let me move this out of the way. Now, this is just a fake box. Because I don't think I got a box with this one. It was used. A lot of these are used. Actually, everything that you've seen so far has been used. And I bought it on eBay. This is no exception. This is an St. Dupont. St. Dupont. Let me find that wherever it is on this list. There it is. Burgundy gold dust, made in France. Now, the seller provided it with this, and they provided it with a leather mount. Like so. I think it's got the St. Dupont logo on it. I could be wrong. It could be a different logo. But it's very simple. It doesn't even have a snap on it. It's just, I think it's faux leather. It does not feel like real leather. I guess it could be. I mean, it makes a nice sound, doesn't it? Anyway, I added it to my collection of things that I don't use, aka pen sleeves. I mean, I do use them every once in a while. So, this is red with, you can see the gold flake in it. I'm not sure that that's real gold. I don't really care if it is or not. It looks really cool. With gold trim and a black jewel. If you can even call that a jewel, it feels kind of like plastic in there. Anyway. It's got this really interesting section, I think, if we can get the camera to behave here. You see how it kind of hangs over the nib? It's also a two-tone. So we've got our silver color and gold color. And it's an 18 karat nib. Now, funny story about this. It did not come with it came with a converter that did not work because there was a hole in the back here and the seal was broken. So I ordered an St. Dupont converter that was supposed to work. It didn't fit. This came with a cross pen. It didn't fit in the cross pen, but it fits in the St. Dupont. So I have this cluster of converters that are supposed to go to one pen but don't, and it somehow worked out that they go to another pen. That's a fancy thing. We will ink this, actually. We're going to ink it. Let me put this box Now I did ink this. I have been performing surgery on this nib because when they sent me the nib, it was sprung a little bit. Not very much, mind you, but it looked like someone had gotten this, having not really any idea how to use an ordinary fountain pen that does not have a flexible tip or has a soft tip, and they were just pressing on it a little too hard, and they pressed such that it bent out and split a little bit at the end. So I've been working on this for 2 days, off and on, maybe a total of an hour, and I got it so that it writes. And that's it. If it writes, it's good. So let me look here. What have we got? We've got some Lidate, we've got Oxblood, we've got... Well, obviously, if we're going to match it, we want it to be red and gold looking. Red looking, probably. Let me get our friend Oxblood. Diamine. I screwed the lids on a little too tight. I should probably give it a little swirl. Yeah. And, well, I don't know what I'm going to do with the ST DuPont labeled converter that does not work with the ST DuPont. But I might find something. Okay. We've got ink in it. Very cool, very cool. It's not a full converter. I don't know that I'll ever get a full converter with this one, but it is what it is. Okay. Now this Oxblood is another very dry ink. So let's get the full experience. Whew. Vicious. It is difficult to get that off. Wonder if I can clean this out inside and make it. But we will go. What's this? ST. Come on, work for me. Maybe I need to work on the nib a little more. Punch. Burgundy. You can hear it very scratchy, so yes, I do need to adjust it a bit more. Diamine Oxblood. fountain pen hospital is me at the moment. There is an actual store named Fountain Pen Hospital that is not me. However, I do need to work on a lot of these, and I guess that's now my life, now that I'm buying used, higher quality. So, if I can get this, there we go. It's a GC Cross pen. Actually, let me grab a thing here. So, initially, I had purchased this cross. Wow, cool, amazing, gold-plated. The man who sold it to me claimed it had a gold nib, and it is a gold-colored steel nib. So it writes very much like a steel nib. It does write, and it writes pretty well. But he also sold it with the converter that you saw in the ST DuPont, which does not fit this cross pen. So not only did this 175th anniversary cross pen not come in the 175th anniversary box with paperwork, it also had a generic converter that does not fit the pen. And I will show you in just a moment. It does write, though. It writes very well when it's got a cartridge in it. And I'm going to be buying a converter, and it does, well, it doesn't really snap very well either. This was made in a Chinese factory. The snap has improved over a week or two of using it. And the lacquer's okay. And the finial. It's a nice decoration pen. And if I were to give somebody a fountain pen, a starter fountain pen to use, I could loan them that one instead of them paying for stuff. But I overpaid for that, and it came with that other converter. I felt bad about overpaying and not having it work, so what a wild thing I found from a seller who I'd already purchased stuff from. Another fountain pen, and I actually bought a third fountain pen from them. Now what you're looking at is a cross that was made in the USA, and it says made in USA right here, or USA cross rather. Cross USA, whatever, it says it right here on the cap. This is platinum plated, and look at the pattern on it. Whew. Plus an 18 karat gold nib, which is actually what I looked up. I looked up cross 18 karat gold nib, looking for anything to assuage the feelings of badness from kind of getting screwed over on that other one. And I so happened to find a made in the USA model from 2008 to 2010 that was still new in the box, unused, uninked, and it was platinum plated, all for about the same price as the rip-off one. But you can see I have used actually quite a lot of ink because this converter, see how weird that looks? How long it is. It's got 3 stages. It's got the narrow stage, the medium stage, and then the fat stage, all in the same converter. And this is the type of converter that fits in the other pen, not the one. Anyway, let's recap that. And the cap is so satisfying. Okay, let's scroll up just a little bit. Okay, so this one is a cross. Townsend. Etched platinum. Etched platinum, medium. And it writes like a dream, folks, let me tell you. It's just soft enough to feel good writing. We've got medium, and we've got inside here Sailor, Shikiori. What was the Sailor Shikiori we thought? I'm not sure. We'll call it sample. Anyway, I managed to get a super rare pen almost by accident. We call it Divine Providence. God was looking out for me, having seen me get screwed over by the other pen. Continuing the story, we have here Graf von Faber-Castell. And this is actually the first pen that I bought from the person who sold me the platinum plated. And I'm definitely going to rip these out or figure out another way to use them, because having a 3-pen tray that's got felt lining is amazing for whatever. But I also want to keep the box intact, so, and you can hear it's a soft but firm material. Very, very good quality stuff. And this one I need to wash the nib because it's still got factory oil on it, but the hinge is amazing, folks. another 18 karat gold nib. This one fully rhodium plated for that silver look. And this is apparently some kind of lacquer where they used a machine to dig out a pattern. And yeah, it's got a very interesting texture to it. I can tell, like, even though the texture is shallow, I will never have this pen slip out of my hands. And it satisfies a number of things in that I got it for well under market price for a Graf Von, which is their luxury brand. And it is super smooth on the nib, folks. It is amazingly smooth on the nib. And super wet. Medium, by the way. Another medium. Graf von Faber-Castell. Medium, and this is light gray. By the way, the nib, watch how it flexes. This is a super soft, super premium nib. Light gray. With an E or an A? With an E. Guilloche. Sicile. I am slaughtering the name of it. Guilloche. L-O. C-I-S-E-L-E. Okay. And it's got Robert Oster. No, not Robert Oster. De Atramentis. De Atramentis J. S. Bach. Whew. I wish I had the camera so that it was looking up and over, but again, I need to get that adjusted. And the last one of today, a Waterman. L'Etalon, green lacquer, lac verte. And this is from approximately 1990. Oh. And I was looking at various ones, and various pens from Waterman. Like, I wanted a Waterman because they have a very storied history. They initially were formed in New York, and then they moved to France, and then they opened manufacturing in other places and then closed them. Maybe that was GC Cross. I'm getting a little confused. There's a lot of lore. There's a lot of lore with the fountain pens. It goes very deep, my friends. Very, very deep. Anyway, this wonderful 1990s Waterman, I believe it was new. Let me double check. Waterman, see original. Yes, yes, my friends. It was new in the box from 1990. You can actually feel on the surface there's a little square around where it says Waterman starting. Yeah, you can see the top of it, that line there, where the Waterman was exposed through this hole to various aging effects from sitting in the store and sitting in storage, etc. There's actually a square that's a little slight different color there and a different texture from it being exposed. I think that's really neat too. And this is green lacquer, but it's very hard to see. It's very, very hard to see the green in the lacquer if I twist it about like that. You can also see there's a green jewel. It's, I think, plastic again. But you can just barely see the green there near the tip. You can see a little more of the green. Anyway, I really like that. This is a very, very classy pen. It's funny, we've had like 3 or 4 French pens today. And this one, being fresh from the factory, is going to get inked. We have our converter right here. And I really hope the seal is good, but it's been unused, so theoretically it should be. I'm going to force some more ink, or some more air out. Okay. By the way, it's got a shiny... Oh, you can see the green there pretty well. It's like a forest green on the tip. Anyway, I was thinking for this one, we could give Lamy Green a go. A German ink in a French pen? Oh, spicy. Anyway, it even says Germany on the bottom. 50 mils. This is another dry ink, and that's one of the reasons why I'm using it, is it's easier to use at work. But also, a green ink in a green pen is some kind of fancy, spicy thing. Okay, let's give it a go. Yes, there we are. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Oh yeah, look at the green on that. Friends, I searched a long time for this color of green. To me, this is perfect. It's not too bright. It's not too dark. It is exactly what I was looking for in a green. Okay. they do not make this model of Waterman anymore. It is vintage, and that is its first inking. It's virgin inking, if you will. Let's get the whole experience here. I think this is a medium as well. It's either a medium or a fine. I guess we'll find out. Oh, it's got an M on the nib. It's got an M, folks. Oh! That was such a beautiful snap, wasn't it? Okay. Oh, and it comes off so easy. Anyway. So this is Waterman. Oh, it's stiff. It's a little stiff, folks. It's got a little give to it, but it is a little stiff. Waterman. Etalon. I think this would make a pretty good writing pen. Let me check something here. Yes, it is. I don't see a marking on it. What I mistook for the M was the 750 for the quality of gold there. Fine. I'm going to call this a fine because look how narrow that is. And I think I need to tune it a bit. Green lacquer. Lamy. Green. I think I might use this at work very soon. And that was almost 50 minutes. I will cut out some of the beginning. But, yes, on the Rhodia pad, we have a variety here. And we've got the Yamadori is a very subtle teal that leans blue, very blue, now that I'm looking at it in the context here. I really like the Diatramentis, which is another German brand. The Diamine Oxblood is a little more true burgundy red, and this one leans a little toward red-brown. And that's, I think, why I really like this one, is because I like red browns more than yellow browns or orange browns.